So I am super excited to get started. Today because we're going to be talking about personal income statements. Loud and clear, yay. Thank you for confirming. I literally was on here one day and was on live for like 4 minutes and was just talking to myself. Nobody could hear me, so thank you. Awesome, thank you. Come on in. So today what we're doing is basically just doing a debrief of the personal income statement that I shared on my page for week 2. And then we're also going to do a preview of next week, which is going to include our personal budget. So we are looking and tracking our expenses, and then we're going to look ahead so that we can use that information to budget. So if you are new here, then I am Professor Nance. I teach accounting, but for this semester of TikTok or Hillman Talk University, I am teaching specifically Intro to Accounting from a personal perspective. And so is the sound still good? It looks like it's clipping a little bit, so just give me another tech check before we keep going. Everything is still sounding good. Thumbs up, hearts, something. We still good? Welcome for those of you who are joining. We're just getting started, so we are just doing a recap of the last couple of weeks. So previously, what we've talked about is Thank you, Gabby. So previously what we've talked about is just this whole concept of how accounting allows you to count your money and how we're going to organize it in a way where it's going to tell your personal financial story so that you can be better equipped to make better decisions in the future. And so accounting is all about that. It's basically a way for you to organize all of your financial data in a way where you can use it to make better decisions, whether it's to buy more things, buy less things, but all of that is helpful. And so, like I was saying, if you've been here with us, then you know that this is week 2. We just finished week 2. So the first week was Intro to Personal Accounting. We just did an overview. And then this past week, we did tracking our personal income statement. And so I provided a link on my website, and we're going to do a quick demo just in case anybody has questions, but also to make sure that we're all caught up and on the same page. But there is a document that I have shared with everybody that allows you to go and track all of your expenses for January. I spoke to a family member, just kind of funny, but she has downloaded the document, and I'm talking about my personal website, so professornance.com. She's actually downloaded the document like 3 times, so and used it, one for her business, one for her personal, and one for various months. So it's yours. You can download it and use it as many times as you need to. But so we will go through that through a demo again, but it's also on my page. So awesome. So before we jump into anything, has anybody who is here, have you already used the document? And if so, I'd love to hear what you think about it and your experience with it. And I'm talking about the personal income statement that we are going to discuss today. Couldn't download it. Okay. I'm gonna go through it on here, and so if you want to, you can try to follow along while I go through it, and hopefully you'll be able to download it then. Okay, good. So this is perfect. Okay. Oh wow, there's a lot of people who weren't able to download it. Okay. Well, we'll have to get that figured out. Okay, perfect. So, I mean, if there are no other questions aside from the fact that we weren't able to download it, then we can go ahead and jump right into the demo. Let me try to switch my camera here to my little setup. All right, so now you can see it's a different camera and my website. And so basically what you're going to do is you're going to go to my website, and I'm not going to lie to y'all, my website's been under construction for a while. And so it's time for me to actually pour some time into this. So after this call, I think I'm going to try to organize this in a way where there will be another link up here at the top. So right now, all you can see is home, and you can see all of this. We're under makeover, under a site makeover. I'm going to put like a TikTok link or something here so you can come straight to my website and then be able to access the syllabus if you haven't already gotten the syllabus, and you'll be able to get this income statement, because as each week goes by, we're going to be adding more documents, and so I want you to be able to easily go and grab them. Okay, so to get this income statement, what you have to do is go to my website, professornance.com/IS25. All right, so professornance.com/IS25. And then once you type that in, it's going to take you to this screen. And from here, you'll be able to download your free, it's a Excel, it's a Google Sheet. You'll be able to get your own copy of that. So for those of you who said you had an issue downloading it, can you try this? If you're able to, try it right now and let me know if you are able to get to this screen. Oh, good. Okay, good. We got it. That's one. I think there were a couple of others who said they were having trouble accessing it as well. Okay. Yes. Perfect. Yes. That's exactly what you need to do. It's forcing you to make a copy so that you don't mess up my copy. So, you don't have a choice but to make a copy. So once you get into the website, you click here, it's automatically going to force you to make a copy. And so you click to make a copy. And when it comes up, this is yours. This is your spreadsheet to do with whatever you want to. Like I said, I have people who have gone and done this process multiple times to get multiple copies of it. So it's definitely yours to do that with. Okay. All right. And so just really quickly, this is also in the video for lesson 3 that's posted on my page, but I will just give you a quick overview here as well. And so you have 3 tabs. You have, and you can't see this here because let me see if I can slide this up a little bit. No, do it this way. There you go. All right, so you have 3 tabs in here. You have the revenue tab, the expenses tab, and then the personal income statement tab. All right, and so the way that this works is that you're going to enter information on the revenue tab, you're going to enter information on the expense tab, and then the personal income statement tab is automatically going to calculate based on the information that you put over here on the revenue and expense tabs. Okay, so this has been created to be as simple as possible. So if you remember my intro video, when I welcomed you to the class, I told you there was not a prerequisite for this class. Specifically, I told you all you needed to do is be able to count to 10. And I can't even remember what the other thing was, but use a calculator. I guess I should have said also use Excel, but this is like super simple. So it's made to be super easy. So basically all you're going to do, so we're going to come over here, we're going to fill this out together. We're going to have a made up person. If you want to, you can personalize this. You can call this, my income statement, whatever. And just so you know, this is saving to your personal Google Drive. So you're free to, change this in any way that you want to and customize it. I also did not lock down this Excel sheet at all. So if you know Excel and you feel like you want to enter additional information or whatever the case is, then you have all of the freedom and ability to do that. And if you are like, I don't know anything about Excel, then just come and do exactly what I tell you to do and don't touch anything else. Okay. So basically what you're going to do is there's about 15 lines on the revenue source line. You might not have that many. So you're just going to go through one by one and add things. So your paycheck, your monthly paycheck, or let's say you get paid twice a month, then so if you're at the site and it's saying that it's being updated, go to professornance.com/IS25. And it's saying that it's being updated, go to professornance.com/IS25. You have to put the /IS25 to access the sheet. All right. And so when you come in here, you're going to put the amount. So let's say we're going to say we made $2,500 for that paycheck. And you can put the date. So for the date, we will put 02/10/2025. That's for today. This stuff over here in the blue is optional, but it's something that you may want to add because we may build on this in the future. So for the 10th, then you have you made $2,500. The part on this sheet that is super important is the status. The status is what's going to allow it to feed over to this personal income statement. So you can add all of this other stuff, but if you don't put a status, like I just showed you here, this is still going to be blank. But as soon as I change this to ongoing, so this is an ongoing paycheck, this is an ongoing job, then it's going to feed over to your personal income statement. So that part is very important. Will this stream be on YouTube? Yes, we will. I will post this to YouTube after we finish. So yes, it will be on YouTube. All right, so for the revenues, you're adding all of your payment information. So next, let's say that you had a one-off thing. So let's say the example I used in the other video was a focus group. So with this focus group, you made $200. All right, and you can put the date. Let's say that was on the 1st. All right, and then we're gonna say this is a one-time receipt. So this is not something that we expect to receive on an ongoing basis. It's just one time. And the reason that is important and the reason we break those out is because when it gets to the budgeting part, which we're gonna be getting to very soon, the ongoing is something that we will use in our budget. The one-time receipts are things that we will not use in our budget because you don't want to budget for something. In accounting, we have this thing called conservatism, where we try to be as conservative as possible. So if it's something that's unsure, like especially where a money coming in is concerned, then we usually don't budget that because we want to like understate our revenue. We want to play it safe, basically. Now, if it's an expected expense, then you do want to include it and just be happily surprised if you don't actually end up having to pay for it. Okay. Questions. I'm just reading the questions as we go. So for the month of January, do I put all of the payments I received separately? Ideally you do, but this is your spreadsheet. So if you want to combine your revenues, like you want to put all of the money that you received in the ongoing in one, you totally can. It's totally up to you. This is yours. So do with it as you will. It's up to you how detailed you want to get. And then, okay, good. Cause it's about 4 a.m. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Please feel free to watch it later. Thank you for joining. Awesome. So it's totally up to you if you want to include them. So you could say like paychecks and then include all of them in this one category, or you can just leave it here and do one. For the purposes of this, let's do another paycheck, and we're going to do another 2,500. And I'm putting the dates here as February, but ideally what you're doing is using this for January, because what you want to do is have a full month of data so that you can then use it to budget for the next month. All right, and so for this one, let's just project it out into the future. And so we'll say that we'll get it on the 24th if we got it on this day. And again, remember, this status is very important because that's what's going to cause it to feed over to our personal income statement. All right, so that is where we are so far. So for the most part, we filled in all of our money coming in. Honestly, unfortunately, that's going to be the one that's going to go pretty quickly. So you can just feed those in. Let me know in the comments, do you have any questions so far with what we've done? Just filling in the income and, and if anybody's having any trouble getting into the sheet, please let me know that as well. And I'll go back through the process of how to get into the sheet. So I'll just pause right here for a second and see if there are any questions. Okay, good. Said I'm good. Thank you, Gabby. I'm still having trouble getting into the sheet. Okay, so just really quickly, to get into the sheet, you're going to start off at Professor Nance. Oops, not intro. Intro is where you get the syllabus. ProfessorNance.com. If you go to ProfessorNance.com, and then you're going to have to do /IS25 for income statement 25. Oh, you can't see that part. Let's see here. There you go. Let's see. Moving that down so you can see the IS25. And so then you're going to go to IS25, enter, and it's automatically going to take you to this template where you're going to be able to download the template. And then you can click download. It's going to take you, hopefully it's not going to do another one. It's going to automatically make you copy the document. I'm not going to copy it again because I'm already in one, but that's the process. Okay. And then once you copy the document, you'll open it up and it'll look like the one I have. Okay. Awesome. Okay, great. So that is the revenue. Let's go to the expenses. I didn't see any questions. So let's go to expenses. All right. So for the expense side of things, expenses, it automatically is going to come with 40 lines. I'm going to tell you now, some of y'all may need to add more. You can add as many lines as you need to, like you can do another 1,000. That makes me feel like I'm doing too much spending. So you can also just add them at 50 at a time. So let's just add another 50. And then that gets you to 90 total lines. Okay, so for expenses, it's the same exact thing that you just did for revenue. The category is going to be the most important thing that's going to cause it to feed over to the personal income statement. Of course, your expenses are going to, they're going to be just different categories. Okay, you said getting into the sheet. Wait, can you show me how you did that again? Which part? The expenses? Let me know which part. Oh, adding the lines. You scroll all the way down to the bottom and there's this, oh yeah, you cannot see that again. Okay, let me scroll up and see if you can see it now. Sorry about that. I thought it was in view, but you can't see it. Okay, so at the bottom of the sheet, there's this thing down here where you can add more lines. So you're just going to say, I need 50 more lines. And you're going to add 50 more lines from there. And then when you scroll down, you'll see that you have 50 more lines. I think I just did that on the revenue side, but you can do it on revenue or expenses. So on expenses, it's the same thing. You're just going to scroll to the bottom. And I was saying that I usually don't like to add 1,000 lines because it just let me show you. If you add 1,000 lines, it feels like it's so overwhelming. So, and you probably can't see that either. The thing's a little off with what y'all can actually see versus what it looks like you can see. Okay, so all right, so let's continue. First of all, let me get rid of all them lines. So I just can do Control Z, which is my shortcut to undo, to get all that back off of there. So I just have 90 lines of expenses right now. Okay, all right, so let's go back to the top. So with expenses, you're gonna do the same thing that you did on revenues, except it's gonna be expenses. So remember, revenues is your money coming in. It's all the money that is being deposited into your bank account or wherever you get money. Your expenses is going to be anything that is leaving your bank account, anything that you're spending money on. Of course, this can be cash too. Most of us don't use cash anymore, so it's usually going to be what's in your bank account. So let's think the first expense is going to be our big one. It's going to be mortgage or rent. All right. And so for this example, let's say that our mortgage is, I'm just going to make up a number. All right, $1,689 because I was just typing numbers. Okay, so once again, the category is going to be the most important thing because if you don't put the category, so you have this entered here. If you look over here on your personal income statement, there's nothing down here in expenses. That's because you don't have a category. So for this one, the category is going to be housing. And then once we put in housing, you can see over here that now we have a housing expense. And so the whole point of this, just to kind of pull out just a moment, is it's allowing you to organize your the whole point of this, just to kind of pull out just a moment, is it's allowing you to organize your finances in a way that pull out just a moment, is it's allowing you to organize your finances in a way that, so once we get to the end of this and you have all of your information added in, the point is that it's going to tell a story, and it's going to tell you what you need in order to budget and plan for the next couple of months. Okay. All right, so let's just go through and fill some of these in. But really quickly, if you have other categories that are not included here, one person that I know had, I think it was like some childcare expenses, and they weren't added here. You can either add them as miscellaneous, or there's a way you can edit this and edit the list and include one. The only thing here is, like I said, if you know Excel, then you can easily just add another item here, but you also have to add it here. And you can insert a line and add it there, but it just has to, whatever you put just has to match up exactly. Like the spelling, the spacing, everything has to match up exactly. And if you don't know how to do that, just use miscellaneous to match up exactly. And if you don't know how to do that, just use miscellaneous. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so let's add some more expenses in. So we have, let's do our cell phone. Let's do, cell phone, electricity, gas, like our gas bill. I don't know what I just did. Some kind of shortcut and open up a new tab. Okay, gas. All right, somebody else give me, these are all utilities. We're going to put all of these as utilities. Get me, what are some other expenses that we should add? Definitely got some, we'll do groceries. And then I'll just randomly fill in some numbers here. Just randomly coming up with numbers. Trying to keep them. All right, car payment, that's a good one. Car insurance, very good. Phone bill, is that separate from cell phone? Do y'all still have landlines? I was thinking about getting one, because the way the power goes out here in Houston, Texas, like we actually might need to get a landline. We'll put, okay, waste management. Awesome, these are good. All right, phone bill, we'll do a phone bill. I'll do it separately. All right, so can you see these? Yes. All right, so we're just going back now and filling in some numbers. I'm making stuff up. Car payment, let's see, let's make it, y'all, I don't even know. I know my stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what's normal anymore. Waste management, let's just give it $50. All right, so remember, oh yeah, internet is a good one. That's like a whole, like a lot of money. Okay, HOA, those are good. Oh, these are really good. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and categorize the ones that we have. We have groceries and food. So we're going to just categorize this as groceries. Car payment, I think we had one. Did we not do one for car? Unfortunately, it looks like I didn't add one for car. So for right now, we're just going to put it as miscellaneous, and the same thing for car. And then for the waste management, we'll put it as a utilities. And then our phone bill, we'll put utilities. Internet, we'll put utilities. Okay. And let me just look really quickly. Are there any other ones that we really need to? Oh, I said car. These are transportation. I was like, I know I put something for car. Okay, transportation. Okay. Thank you, Amanda. You caught it at the same time. Yes. Yeah, it should go for transportation. I just overlooked it. You're absolutely right. All right, and so yes. This is a Google sheet. I'll show you in a minute. I'll show you how to get it. So don't worry. You're not late. You're good. All right. And so as you can see, all of those things that we've been adding are now popping over here. And so we're looking at our total expenses and we see that we have a little bit of net income left over. That's very unlikely. Obviously, I'm sure we're missing some expenses and I was probably a little bit low on some of these amounts, but we can go back and play with it because I want to show you what happens if we go over, if we spend too much. Okay. Car payment can be debt. This is yours, so it's definitely up to you if you want to include it as debt. For the purposes of this income statement, debt, if we get really deep into accounting, debt is actually not on an income statement thing. It's actually something that is associated with our net worth, and I talked about that in our lesson 2 video, where it's actually something that calculates into that. Tithing, yes. Exactly. Thank you. So, tithing is exactly the type of donation that is a great example of donation. So something that you do on a regular basis that you would want to include here. And all of those things you do want to include. If you put money to savings, and we're going to, for the purposes of this, we're definitely going to put some money in our savings account, because that's we're trying to live our life. That's how we're trying to do things. Do you have a template of this? Yes. Okay. So a couple people have asked for it. Just really quickly, let me pause here and show you how to get the template. If you're joining now, you're going to go to ProfessorNance.com. And then you're going to do /IS25. That's income statement 25. Date night for entertainment. That's a really good one. Okay, IS25. And then when you go here, you click the download here button, and it's automatically going to make you make a copy, but then you're going to get a version that looks exactly like this. Okay, so I'm not going to make another copy because I've made plenty of copies as I tested this out. Okay, so date night is a great one. Y'all, I'm making up numbers, so I mean, if y'all have some better amounts, then please let me know. $100 for a date night is not, like, these numbers are so not real, but you get the point. We'll go back and make them look a little bit better later. All right, so I did add date night as entertainment. All right, and so let's see where we are now. So right now that it still looks like we have money left over at the end of the month, and that's just, I feel like it's because these numbers that I'm adding to the spreadsheet are not real at all. Oh, somebody asked about debt payment. I see what you, okay, this is why you were saying that. The debt payment, I was thinking like student loans and credit cards, but yes, I think it's up to you. You can put the car payment to debt payment too. It's completely up to you. The whole point of this is for you to be able to look at your amounts and see how much money you're spending on things. Like for me, I'm gonna put one in here that always kills my budget. So Uber Eats, like I just spent, we spent how much was it? $400 on groceries. And then the way I live my life is then I'll have an additional like food amount down here under like all of the takeout that I do, especially when we get busy. And I don't feel guilty about it. So this is a no judgment zone, but the way for me that it works out is that it allows me to be able to outsource. Basically, it's one less thing that I have to deal with. Okay, DoorDasher, I see you. Awesome. Is there a way to pin the link to the chat? I don't know. Let me see if it'll let me. All right, so ProfessorNance.com /IS25. That's the link that you're going to use to access the sheet. I'm trying to see if there's a way that I can pin it. I don't think so. I think you can just do that on other places. That's a really good question. Gym membership, it's really up to you. I think entertainment is a good place to put it. It could also be miscellaneous. And the only reason I shy away from entertainment is because, you know, it's kind of more of like a necessity, I think. But it's up to you. And that's where like you might go and add another category for wellness or something like that if you know enough about Excel and are feel comfortable with adding another line here. I put $100 a month for my Christmas fund. Would that go under savings or maybe an emergency fund? I would, for the purposes of this, I put $100 a month for my Christmas fund. Would that go under savings or maybe an emergency fund? I would, for the purposes of this, I would put it under savings. So for this, we'll put the gym membership as entertainment. And then somebody said, Christmas fund. So let's say we put $50 a month into our Christmas fund. So I would put it in savings. So remember this, we don't get super deep here. This is meant to be more like top level, but that's why I'm providing you with this spreadsheet, because you can do that. You can totally go as deep as you want to. It's a necessity for me. Oh, it's a necessity for me too. Okay. The gym, I don't even want to, like, I have 2 gym memberships and I need to use them more. Where would you put health supplements? I think I would put health supplements the same place wherever I put the gym. I don't think entertainment feels right. So I would probably put it somewhere else. Really quickly, let's just add a wellness category, because it sounds like we have a lot of wellness things that are popping up. So for this is how you add a category. So you're gonna click on you're gonna just bring this list up, click edit, and then let me make sure you can see it. I think let's just slide it over a little bit. So when you click edit, it's automatically going to bring up this box over here that has all of them listed. And you're just going to add another item. So let's do a wellness category. All right. And then I just want to make it a different color from any of the other ones that we're using, so it'll like stand out. All right. And so now wellness is added. Okay, so we can go back over here now and we can change our gym membership to wellness, because we now see it as an option. Now, the thing is, and this is where I hesitate. I'm going to show you this. This is your spreadsheet. If you feel comfortable doing this, then then do it. But if you don't feel comfortable, then, you know, you can leave it alone. But if you add wellness here, which it was super easy to do that, to go and edit that and add wellness as an option, in order to get it to show up over here, you also will need to insert a line just randomly anywhere in the expense category and type out the word wellness. And then you saw that automatically popped over there. Okay, so if you want it to become a part of your personal income statement, then you'll need to insert it. Now, it automatically picked up the formula that was flowing in the line, but if not, then you can just take this and get it to the little plus sign and drag it down, because there's a formula in there that shows that is doing that. Okay, let's make sure you can see everything again. All right. Are y'all still with me? Can I get like a little heart or something in the comments if you're still with me? And let me know if you have any questions so far. I love the questions. This is so much better in live. Thank you. Okay, good. I'm seeing lots of hearts. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, good. All right, so, well, we'll keep going then. So, like I said, so far, everything that we've added has, I love it, just working on it, taking notes. Okay, good. So far, everything that we've added is showing up, and we're still showing a net income of $1,300. So we're going to go fix that here in a minute. Another thing that I wanted to note that you can do, and I had prepped this before, and I don't know if I can do it here, but another thing that I did in the video, so you might have to go back and watch the lesson 3 video on my TikTok page, but I signed into my credit card report and pull the transaction report. So you can sign into your bank account, you can sign into your credit cards, everywhere you spend money nowadays, you can sign into those accounts and download a transaction report, and then you can copy and paste that information into this sheet. So it depends on how much detail you want, how deep you want to go with this. If you want to just go based on what you know, like kind of like what we've been doing today, then you can do that. But if you're like, no, I want the nitty gritty, I want to see Netflix, I want to see, you know, all those little things that come out of my bank account on a monthly basis, then I would suggest going to your bank account, downloading a transaction report, and then coming and copying and pasting those transactions in here. And then you'll get a really good sense of how much and exactly where all of your money went in January. Okay, it looks like I have a question. Where do we find this spreadsheet once again? Okay, so just again, for those who are joining, you're going to go to professornance.com/IS25. All right, I couldn't see how to pin it. You said you cry when you look at the transactions. If you go back and watch my video, the video is like, it's like 9 to almost 10 minutes long, but there's a part, I literally just pulled my credit card report, and you can see I do this in the video, and I didn't look at it before I recorded the video, and I literally was surprised in the video at how many Uber Eats charges I had on my credit card. So I definitely understand the crying about the transactions, but it's like that. And I think that's the whole point, right? We're here because it's not for us to feel guilty. It's not for us to like feel ashamed of the spending that we do. It's just so we know. It's just so we know what we're doing. And then once you know what you're doing, if you want to take it the next step and make changes, then you can do that. I would suggest that you do make those changes, but it's up to you. You know, it's up to you. But it will allow you to be able to save more. So maybe you want to add more to your Christmas fund. Maybe you want to add more to your tithing. Maybe you want to add more to your date night and stuff like that. And the only way that you're going to be able to do that is if you know what you're currently spending. So I think one of the videos I talked about how it's like, do you want to know where your money is going? Like, do you want to know why you're always broke at the end of the month? Well, this is your opportunity to figure out why you feel broke at the end of the month and where all of your money is going. So I am lost because I haven't gotten none of your videos, and I follow you. I really want this class. Oh, I'm so sorry. I did hear that they were that we were shadow banned, a lot of the TikTok professors. So yeah, I think there's a way you can turn on notifications so that you don't miss anything, but it's very real. There's a lot of us who we're not coming up on our For You, the feed anymore. Do you have to leave the dates? Is it necessary? No, the dates are up to you. So these blue columns over here are completely up to you. It just may be something where you want to make a note for yourself, like, oh, this was a one-time thing because of XYZ, or next month is going to be cheaper. Whatever the case is, it's up to you. Let's see. It shows as view only. That's weird. So when you go to my website, professornance.com/IS25, it should take you to this screen where it says download here. And when you click download here, it should take you to this where you can just automatically make a copy. Okay, a lot of professors were unfollowed by TikTok too. Yes, I've been hearing a lot of like crazy things. And I've seen some videos where there's certain things that you have to do to, I guess, try to undo some of what's been happening there. I definitely don't know. I can't provide any. Okay, yes, please try again. Okay, great. All right, so while you're trying to get in, what we're going to do now is we're going to try to true up some of these. Did we miss any expenses? Are there any other expenses that y'all want to add to this that feel important? So we'll start. You said, what is net income? Net income is basically the difference between what you have coming in and what you have going out. And so it's the disposable income, basically, like what's left over at the end of the month. And we want that number to be positive. Sometimes it's break even, and we're okay with that, especially if we've made money, given money to our savings and things like that. But we don't want that number to be negative. Ideally. Now, if you had, some car trouble or something like that, then hopefully you have an emergency fund that you can pull from. But it's okay. Every once in a while it's okay as long as you have a story. Thank you. It took me a while to figure out. Make a copy. A lot of hair stuff monthly. Okay. Medical expenses. So we added medical. I guess is probably going to be miscellaneous. We'll put it as miscellaneous for right now. All right, I'm gonna put $100. And then somebody said beauty expenses. A lot of hair stuff monthly. Yep. It's not entertainment. I don't know. A lot of hair stuff monthly. Yep. It's not entertainment. I don't know. It's not entertainment. I don't know. Wouldn't that be a part of? Oh, okay. Yeah, I like wellness. Wellness sounds good. Let's do $75. And then tolls. All right. I'm literally just adding all of these up. This is such real life though. Especially if you live in Houston. Tolls can be very expensive. Tolls, we're going to put that as transportation. Wellness, I think we have wellness. So just to recap, we have our mortgage/rent, which is at the top. It's the most expensive. I'm probably going to have to make that more expensive. We have our cell phone, we have electricity, we have gas, we have groceries, we have our car payment, our car insurance, we have waste management, the phone bill, internet, which I'm assuming this is a landline, internet, tithing, savings, date night, Uber Eats, that's for me, gym membership, Christmas fund, medical, beauty, tolls. Okay. Okay, great. You have the syllabus. The template here is at professornance.com/IS25. This is where you get the template. Okay, student loans, daycare. Yes. All right, student loans is kind of what I had in student loans. That's a good one. If I can type. Student loans, let's do $200, and then that's gonna be debt payment. Daycare. Daycare gonna put us over the top. We about to be negative. If you know, you know. I'm gonna put $750 because the rest of these are kind of low too. But yeah. And for now, I'm gonna put that as miscellaneous because we don't have a category for that. And then the other thing that I wanted to put was credit card payment. And then we'll do $150 for that. All right, and that's another debt payment. All right. So I think we're closing out the list of expenses, and realistically we have 23 lines on here, but this could go on and on and on. So like I was saying, if you missed that part, if you can get a transaction report from your credit card or your bank account, and you can do some copying and pasting to just put in what it is and then the amount. And if you don't know how to do that, I have an example of that in the video for lesson 3 that's on my page. Okay. All right. So this is where we are right now. So let's just go take a look at our personal income statement to see where we are. And we got $3 left. Okay. So, I mean, ideally, that's exactly where you would want to end up, right? Like you would want to end up where all of the money that you have coming in pays for all of the things that are going out. So, I mean, $3 left over. It's okay. We put money in savings. We gave some donations. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad. Okay. So $3 is so real. Yes, it is. It very much so is. It's a win. It absolutely is. Okay. And so you're putting this in here. I have this set up where it gives you a personal message. So, okay, I see you. Good job. Keep up the good work. All right, so we're winning right now. We have this $3. All right, so let's say we change a number. Let's say we go and this credit card bill is now $155 until Netflix. Those subscriptions really do put you over the edge, for real. As a matter of fact, instead of that, let's just go add Netflix. 25. Let's say 20. I don't even remember how much it is. That's the sad part, is like the subscription. You're like, I don't know how much it costs. All right. So for Netflix, we're going to put entertainment for this one. Right. And so now we are negative. We have now overspent by $17. And so now our message changed. It says, it's okay, stuff happens, but we may need to adjust our budget a bit for February. All right. It's $20.17. I'm mad that you know the exact amount. Yes, but that is very good, actually. So I'm not mad at it. I'm actually very proud of you that you know the exact amount. Okay, so now we're over. We're over our budget. So this is exactly where we're trying to avoid, right? Because we know that stuff happens, but we don't want this to happen on a regular basis. So this is where if you get to the end of your January information, so we're doing this together, we're putting in our revenues, we're putting in our expenses, but when you do this for your personal information, if you get to the end and this is negative, you definitely want to reevaluate your spending, because unless you had like a one-time thing happen, like a car issue where you had to like get new tires for your car, or just something like that just came up. We didn't even put, okay. Yeah, I had gas, but there was the other kind of gas. But I'm sorry. But we didn't even get to, like, there's probably some stuff missing. But my point is if you get to this place and you are negative for the month of January, you want to reevaluate it, because ideally you are able to pay all of your expenses with the money that's coming in. You're not having to subsidize that with credit cards or loans or any other kind of things. Like, you're able to pay all of your bills with the money that you have coming in, preferably on an ongoing basis, not the one-time receipts, because you can't bank on those. Okay. Y'all got questions. I missed them. Okay, so let me just take a moment. Join subscription with friends. That brings costs down monthly. Yeah, my family and I share some subscriptions. That's my thing. I'm already negative with or without doing anything I want. So we're going to talk about that in a minute here. We're going to use this to analyze our lives and figure out what we need to do. Website change the info. Yes. So IS-25. Yes. I'm going to try to finally take my website out of construction and actually do some stuff with it. But for now, if you want to access this spreadsheet, go to my website, professornance.com/IS25 for income statement 25. Work part-time job for a while. Yes, that is one thing that we're going to talk about. Is there a way for you to increase your money coming in? Did you create this spreadsheet? I did create this spreadsheet. I did. And I mean, if you're like in Excel, I love Excel. I created these formulas too, so that they would pull over and create this beautiful income statement that you can print. You can print this out. Is this an accounting class? I'm in accounting 201 right now, learning the basics. Yes, this is an accounting class. This is accounting with a twist, though. This is tailored towards personal accounting. So we are talking revenue, we are talking expenses, but it's from the perspective of an individual as opposed to a business. In accounting, you learn all of these concepts, but for a business. So yes, I have a lesson 2 actually talks about the connection between the financial statements, the balance sheet, and the income statement. And even though I'm talking about it from the perspective of from a personal perspective, somebody made a comment and said that it helped them, and they're an accountant, it helped them understand it better to hear it that way. So it could be helpful. So it's still helpful if you're in accounting. Let's see. Thank you for creating this. What's a digital product? Sorry if I'm slow. Oh, okay. Like a digital product, it could be like this spreadsheet where you charge for it, or you didn't ask me, you were asking somebody else, but I can answer too. It's like a like this. This is technically a digital product. I'm giving it away for free, but somebody could charge for it. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Oh, okay. So the next thing that we wanted to do was talk about now what we can how we can use this. So we've created this spreadsheet. We're looking at it. Let's leave Netflix. So let's say we went over. All right. So we get to the bottom. We're a little short. We went over by $17. So then what you do with this, you don't get discouraged, right? You still say all of our affirmations. You're good with money. You can do this. This is not meant to be a negative thing for you. This is meant to encourage you and to keep you knowledgeable so that you know what you're dealing with. One of the biggest things that we do, especially I would say as people of color, is we avoid, because we usually experience money from a place of lack, or we experience and talk about money when it's something has gone wrong. And so the point of this whole class is for us to have a more positive mindset where money is concerned. We are now taking back our ownership and taking back our power where money and finances are concerned. And so I want you to approach it with that mentality. So even if you get to the end of this and you have a bigger negative number than you're comfortable with, it's okay. At least you know. All right. Thank you, Sean. Yes, turn on the notifications at the top so you won't miss any more of the courses. All right. So we're going into it with that mentality. We are here. We're not being hard on ourselves. We're being positive, and whatever the information is. So the thing is whatever these numbers are, that's what they are, regardless of if you look at them or not. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't change anything whether just because now you're looking at them. That's what they were. So that's another way of looking at it, is with an open mind, is now that you know, you can do something about it. So somebody was talking about how they were having, this is an experience that they have where they get to the end of the month and they have negative net income. So they've spent more than what they brought in. So there are things that you can do. The biggest thing, the easiest thing to do is probably to cut expenses. So that's why these groupings are important. So that's why you want to group it in a way that makes sense to you. So when we're looking at this, our housing usually, that's why you want to group it in a way that makes sense to you. So when we're looking at this, our housing usually is what we call a fixed cost. Unless you move, this number is probably not changing. Okay, so that one kind of is what it is. Unless you're open to moving, then there's not much you can do there. Okay, so the next thing you want to look at is your utilities. So remember, we put our cell phone, we put electricity, we put internet, we put, I think, gas here in utilities. So if you're looking at this number, there are potentially things you can do to bring down your utilities. Some of those things are to really evaluate, for example, if you have cable, which we didn't add cable to this, but if you have cable, do you need it? I mean, there's a lot of subscriptions that you can share and things like that, but it's up to you if whether that's something that you feel like is important to keep with. Okay. So another thing that you can do is look at your food and groceries. I don't know about you, but like for me, that's like my outlet. So that is an area where I struggle. A lot of my money goes to food and groceries every month. But it could be somewhere where you don't eat out as much, you grocery shop more, or you stop buying groceries because you're eating out, and it's just like, why do both? It's up to you. Entertainment, it's something, you can look at. Transportation, some of those costs are going to be fixed too, because if you have a car payment, it is what it is. Same thing with debt payments. It is what it is. And then for your savings, you do want to add money to savings, but if you're adding money to savings and it's causing you to go negative at the end, then I would say that this is probably an area that you want to tweak a little bit. It kind of just makes sense, right? Like you don't want to have money in savings, but your credit card bill is piling up. So you could reduce that a little bit. Your wellness, honestly, I feel like a lot of times when we're trying to save money, this is the first thing to go, and it actually should not be the first thing to go. So I'm gonna leave that one alone because I'm not the biggest, I'm probably not the best example there. I mean, I keep my wellness, but I just need to go. Donations, same thing. Like, you probably don't want to mess with this one, but if it really came down to it, then this is somewhere where you could possibly tweak it a little bit. And then miscellaneous, I think the things we put in miscellaneous were the daycare and medical expenses, just because we didn't really have anywhere else for them to go. Those are kind of fixed too, usually, unless you don't want to find somewhere cheaper for your kid to go and then not feel good about that. So that's where everybody's going to have to look at their own personal situation. And so those are options for decreasing some of your expenses. But the other option that someone mentioned is that you could try to increase the amount of money that you have coming in by doing side jobs, like these one-time receipts. I saw somebody said they do DoorDash. There's a lot of like Instacart side jobs, like these one-time receipts. I saw somebody said they do DoorDash. There's a lot of like Instacart, Uber Eats. I think I probably have stock in Uber Eats at this point, but there's other ways of side hustles and things like that where you can possibly try to increase the money that you have coming in as well. Okay, I think there were a couple of questions. Wait. Side note. Oh, yes, thank you. Right, but I can't be stable as I'm out of commission more times than not. I like to write. Oh, yes. Okay, y'all are still talking about the additional ways of making income. Love it. How can I add March? So since this spreadsheet is yours for right now, it is designed to be for 1 month, but you have the ability to change everything. So if you just wanted to make this March, then you just go up here and put March. And the same thing on these tabs. If you want to change the name of the tabs, then you pretty much just do that. Nothing currently in this spreadsheet is based on the date. So you can change it at your leisure. You can do pretty much anything you want to it. And then some people I know are adding, which one person asked me, they're adding more than 1 month. And I have an idea for how we're going to turn this into a year, but I'm trying to figure out the best way to release information to you all, because I don't want you to have to go get a new template every time that we do this. So I'm still thinking through that part of it. I had a friend that wrote digital workbooks. Okay, yes, we're talking about the making money. Oh, wow. I hope I can do that. I'm not very good, though. I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about. I should have read that comment a lot earlier. Oh, maybe the side hustle, the way of making money. Okay, sorry. My wellness is I'm in and out of hospitals, and they can get expenses even with insurance. Yes. That's one of those costs that it's unpredictable, and there's nothing you can do about it. And that, aside from like insurance and looking for other ways to help pay for it, there's just really nothing you can do. And I'm so sorry. It's unfortunate. Oh my gosh, Sean, eating out is like my biggest, like yes, that's where the bulk of my money goes to. How do I add another month? So technically right now, what you can do is you can duplicate this and just do another month that way. Like I said, I want to figure out a way, and I know the formulas, the Excel formulas, but I was trying to create this one pretty quickly, so I didn't get to it. But I'm probably going to have to do another template that's going to allow you to do for multiple months or maybe the whole year. So for right now, if you want to do another month, you probably have to grab another worksheet. Let's see. Thank you. I love the encouragement in the chat for our fellow members. I will try that and look it up. Thank you guys. I'm talking about writing for Amazon. Thank you for sharing with us. Oh, you're very welcome. Okay, good. Any questions so far? I think we've covered a lot today, and this is feeling good. Let me think. While y'all think of any other last minute questions, let me see if we covered everything. Oh, I wanted to do a preview of next week. You're very welcome. Put the revenue expenses on one page and duplicate it at A. Go for it. I love it. I love it. If you know Excel, just make sure the formulas work to feed it over to the income statement, because right now this revenue is pulling from the revenues sheet and the expenses are pulling from the expenses sheet. So totally fine to combine them and put them together. It's just, you just have to make sure the formula still works so that this information will still fill in appropriately. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so if there are no other questions, just really quickly, I just wanted to do a preview of next week. I can actually switch back to my other camera. Get really fancy. Yes, you are very welcome. We really appreciate your help and your expertise. You're very welcome. I love this stuff. I love this teaching, this level of like accounting. Like, I've taught advanced accounting, but I love the intro stuff. Oh, actually, I need to go back to the other video. So next week, we dive deeper into personal budgets. Let me turn this back off. All right, so this area over here that we've been building out is kind of a preview to what we're going to talk about next week. So as you can see, in our example here, we're already showing a little bit that we're a little negative, but we're gonna talk about that. But basically, the reason why we're so negative on the budget side is because of this one-time receipt. We usually don't budget for those because, like I was saying earlier, basically the reason why we're so negative on the budget side is because of this one-time receipt. We usually don't budget for those because, like I was saying earlier, it's negative. We're basically follow this guideline of being conservative. So if it's something that we're like, I might get this money, but I might not. Who said they got a problem with counting their money before they get it? Oh, Kanye. Old Kanye. Okay, not new Kanye. He said, I got a problem with spending before I get it. So in that same vein, because we didn't actually get it and it's not like our monthly paycheck and something that we can expect, then we usually don't budget for that if we don't know for sure. Yes, the live will be on YouTube later. So we don't budget for those revenues because we haven't gotten them yet. And then down here with expenses, if we think it's going to happen, we usually will budget for the expense because that's kind of being conservative, is we're like, well, let's plan to spend that money. And if we don't, then it'll be a happy surprise. Okay, so that's a little preview of what we're going to be talking about next week. So next week, we're getting more into the personal budget. Another just heads up is I have asked my friend to join me to talk about taxes, because she's a tax accountant and I am not. And so I'm excited to also be posting a live soon, or scheduling a live soon with her, where we can get together and talk about tax things. And I think that's it. I appreciate y'all rocking with me today. This is the longest live that we've done so far. It's been a full hour, but it didn't feel like that. It went by super fast, and I appreciate y'all talking to me and engaging and reminding me of different expenses that I totally forgot about. And so, yes, just as a recap, I will be putting this video on my YouTube page. The full hour will be up there. So if you missed part of it and you want to go back and watch it, then you can do that. And let's see, I will be posting the next week's video soon. I don't know what soon is, but like in the next few days. And I think that's it. So just before we leave, just any takeaways that anybody has from our time together this evening, and then we will close out. Y'all are very welcome. Any questions, takeaways? Anything? Nope. Alrighty. Well, I appreciate all of y'all so much. And just remember, this is all about you. And so whatever you put into it is what you get out of it. So when you're filling out your spreadsheet, just keep that in mind. As much as you put in is what you get out of it. This made me realize I was more than broke. I doubt that. You're not more than broke. You're rich with knowledge now. So, ooh. So take that and go forth and, make different decisions if that's what you want to do. Don't feel pressured to do that. Awesome. All right, friends. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to hop off. I like that you can view it in a monthly view. It helps a lot to see it that way. It absolutely does. It tells a different story to be able to see it on a monthly basis for sure. And when we get to the point where I can somehow create a document where you can view it on a yearly basis, it gets even more fun because you're going to be able to compare month to month. So you're going to see your utilities from one month to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And it tells an even bigger, better story. So awesome. Well, it looks like Monday nights are going to be our night. So we will go live again next Monday. No, I'm going to be traveling Monday. We're going to figure it out. I might have to go live on Sunday next week because I'll be traveling Monday. But until then, I will see y'all.